to build your design for the foundation. Okay, that means from what you have said, that means it depends on the result gotten from the soil test. That will now tell us more about the capacity, the bearing capacity of that particular soil,
which now tells us to the kind of the foundation,
the type of foundation that you. So not just any other. You cannot just put any foundation on any land if the soil tests had not been done. Well, our viewers, we are hearing that once you have acquired your land and you want to start your building, what we are trying to say on today's edition of the program is that you get a professional in the built industry, professional to help you did what we call a site investigation and soil test, and the result of this test that is carried out on your land will now determine, give us the bearing capacity. You give them the bearing capacity to know whether this kind of foundation is suitable for your land or not. That is what we are saying. It's very important, so that at the end of the day we have those buildings that can stand the test of time, and we'll be able to save your money, and will not have loss of life and property, and building collapse will not be the case at the end of the day. Mr. Alani, now we talk about client brief, stroke designing, drawing. Let's look into that as the next stage.
I've said earlier that before a construction project can be done, there are numerous bodies, numerous professionals that are expected to be engaged in that particular project. Out of it are architects.
Okay.
You see, it is the architects that do the design. But before the design can be done, the brief, what we mean by the brief is that the client intent. The client will say, okay, this particular project I want a 5-story building, I want a penthouse, I want this particular, I want the building to be in this, to be like this, I want it to be spacious, I want it to, you understand? All those things are called brief. The brief is now given to the client to design. Okay, the client, it is given to the architect
to design.
Okay, it is now the functions of that architect to design based on the brief. You understand? So the design done by the architect, after it has been verified by the client that okay, I'm okay with this, it is now going to be transferred to the structural engineer. So it is now it depends on the kind of structure that I want to build. Most importantly, when we talk about the structure, is okay. We have bungalow. You understand? We have bungalow. We have story buildings. We have the high-rise building. So for you to have a story building or a high-rise building, it is necessary for you to consult a structural engineer. The drawing gotten from the architect would be given to the structural engineer. It is now the work of the structural engineer to do his own structural analysis. The structural analysis is said that you will take note of all those specific loads at each component. Okay, this is the result gotten from the soil bearing capacity. Okay, this soil bearing capacity is it capable of carrying the load of the building, the design done by the architect? Okay, let's assume the land is not a firm land, for instance. If the land is not okay, this is a particular foundation that we can do for this, for it to withstand the load. And the load of that building and transfer it to be suitable.
What is firm land? What is firm land? Some of our viewers want to know. What do you mean by firm land?
It's an English expression because this firm is something that is durable enough. Okay. There are some that are loose that they cannot withstand. So you understand? So because we have numerous type of foundation, the type of foundation we have street foundation, we have pad, we have pile. You understand? We have raft. So
for you to have high-rising design, it has to be on the firm land.
If the land is not firm, it's not necessarily going to be a firm land. You understand? But if the land is not firm, that cannot withstand that. It's now the responsibility of that structural engineer to do what? To determine the type of the foundation that will be constructed to withstand that particular load of the structure.
Thank you, Mr. Alani. Let me chip in this question. I wanted to have at the stage of client brief. Don't you think it will be okay if at that stage, if the professionals at that time could advise the client that look, even though you might have the money, because a lot of people believe I have the money, I want this structure, this beautiful edifice, just give it to me like that. That time should be also a period whereby advice can be given, admonition can be given. This following the site investigations and the soil tests we carried out, if you discover that this kind of structure you said you want from your friend in abroad, this structure the bearing capacity of your land cannot hold it, why can't you go for this? Probably if you are having that one at the stage of client brief, probably it will be reducing the amount of building collapse and havoc that usually wreck on building that we have. Or what's your take on this as a professional? What do you see to this?
Thank you very much. Everybody has his own dream. Okay, this is my dream house. I want my house to be like this. You understand? I want my house to be like this. Okay, for you to have that intent that you want a structure that will be like this, maybe you have traveled abroad and see some kind of structure that they are building there. So I do say this thing professionally, there is nothing impossible. You understand? It's only for you to
professionally there is nothing impossible. Okay,
you understand? So you are going to be the one to do your own design to be suitable to withstand that particular structure. You understand? It is the work of that professional. Okay, this is the client's brief, this is what he wants, and it has been done by the architect. Okay, the structural engineer will look into it and say, okay, for this particular project it might be cost. You understand? But it is not expected of that what the engineer to compromise. You understand? So the work done, the structural design done, will have detailed that okay, this land, this stability of this land is loose. Okay, this is the particular foundation that we are going to use to withstand that particular design.
Okay.
So, and that one will satisfy what? Will satisfy the clients.
Okay, we satisfy the client. While we are talking the other time, I discovered that anytime we are on this program, we refer to a lot of professionals. We have a lot of professionals in the built industry, and if really we have a lot of professionals in the built industry, what is your synergy? What is the synergy? Is there any synergy? Do you have a very good rapport between you as a builder and all these what you have mentioned, structural engineers, you have mentioned architects, you have mentioned a surveyor, and a lot of people that are involved in this building? Do you have a very cordial relationship?
Thank you.
This synergy between
thank you very much. In construction, everyone has his own roles to play. You understand? The architect has his own roles to do the design, the architectural design. You understand? So the aesthetic part of it will be done by the architecture. So you understand? Okay, fine. The civil engineer also has his own role. Okay, the civil engineer will be the one to work to do the structural stability, structural analysis, and detail of all the reinforcement and all the details of all the components of that particular, be it the columns, the beams, the slab. It is expected of that structural drawing, a structural designer to do what? To do it, structural engineer. Okay, fine. That's his own role. Builder has his own role to ensure the buildability of that particular structure. You understand now? So having known that each body has its own role, there is not going to be any controversies or grudges between them, because they need to work hard in that together for them to have for them to have a suitable structure that will be okay by the clients. Okay.
So in other words, in short, that means what you are trying to tell us that there is a rapport, a very close, cordial relationship between professionals in the built industry.
Yes.
Okay. Well, our viewers, the program is sheltering places, and on today's edition of the program, we are dissecting and looking at that topic that says the preliminaries activities, those things that are very germane, that are very key, that is very necessary for you and I to know, engage professionals before we start doing anything at all on our site. This has been our focus on today's edition of the program, sheltering places. For inquiries, for sponsorship, for any other thing that you want to know as regards this program, please don't hesitate to get to us on this number 006505293 006505293 is the number to reach to get to us, and we'll be glad by doing that. Now, coming back to you, Mr. Aliu, the other time when you talk about, I want us to look at the issue of cracking, the issue of cracks on the wall. When you as professionals, when you see some of these things, which signal, what does it mean? And when member of the public see, what does it mean? How do we go about it to ensure that particular building won't collapse at the end of the day? And is it all cracking? Is it all cracks that we have on the wall, on the wall of the building? can lead to collapse of a building, or there are some that are still manageable or things like that. I want us to address this.
Thank you very much. There is something we call maintenance. So we have the preventive maintenance and we have the corrective maintenance. So of which it is expected of us while constructing the building to take note of each step we take. There are some things that do lead to this crack that we are talking about. Of course, the crack is of numerous. We have the hair crack that are not minor. So we have the major crack. It is being measured.
Is it all cracks that can lead to building collapse?
No. It's not all cracks that can lead to building collapse. And if the crack is measured and we see that this is a major crack, there are ways to maintain it, which is the corrective maintenance. So wherever we talk about the underpinning. So if we see a signs of uneven settlement on the building, what do cause this uneven settlement is it is the thing that is affect during the foundation stage. So and ideally, we consulted a building team. You understand? We consult the building team to do the kind of thing to us. Of course, I believe that something of such will not happen, because it do happen when consulting a quack to go and do the project for, okay, this is how they do for this baba language of the things. Okay, if you consult the building team, okay, this is the professionals that I want to use. The professional I want to use for my project. Something of such will not happen. Whereby I will want us to always consult a professional for our building project. Fine. There is something we call underpinning. If you see a crack that is major,
okay,
it might be due to uneven settlement. This underpinning we are talking about is as if we construct another foundation to strengthen up the existing foundation.
Okay.
And it is done in phases. Okay, assuming now where we are now, there is a crack here that we know that this thing can lead to the total collapse of the building. Okay, due to testing time, we discover it's not just an air crack, it's a major crack. Okay, what can we do to withstand this building without failure? Okay, it will now be done stage by stage.
Gradually.
Okay, you can sectionalize it. Okay, this is a particular word, divide it into two. Okay, lift this area first, support it. When you support it, dig it, you excavate the bottom of that foundation that you think that it is collapsing. You now introduce another foundation to strengthen it up, to balance the load. So when you do it for this particular phase, you transfer it, the support to another phase. You do it for it. You transfer the support to another to the last one, and the building will stand and come back to the original value of it.
So that means that one is corrective measure. So it's not all cracks that we see on a building that can lead to building collapse. Some are prone to, when you work on them stage by stage, gradually, they can still stand the test of time and still hold that building. Yes. But why some, subject to the test, yes, might not have any corrective measure, might go down like that. Yes. Okay, well, our viewers, they are also hearing, so that because this program, we are educating ourselves and members of the public, so that we know all what we are interested is to have those buildings that can stand the test of time. And because when building collapse happens, it affects lives and property, yes, even resources, and a lot of people. So, but one of the questions I want to raise at this point is that a lot of clients, a lot of people, initially when they are starting up this building project, they felt that their months, these professionals in the beauty industry will give it to them will be too much, too exorbitant. Probably that was why a lot of them do not really want to engage in these professionals. They want to go for low key. What is your take on this?
Thank you. I do say this. It's better for us to spend than to spend later. Because while spending later, a lot of things might have bought, might have damaged. You understand? Because when a building collapse happens, it affects many lives. It claims lives, properties, and other things. But why not engaging the professionals to do? Why not engage the professional to do the work for you? How much are they going to collect? So it's not that people have seen it. It's as a result that we don't even make them first and know their price before taking it. That okay, their money will be spending. It's not an extravagant spending. If you consult them and they give you the bill, you'll be able to afford it. But if the building collapse happen, the life has gone already. The properties has gone. The money you are still going to spend.
You have the double.
It's not even double. Triple. It's ahead. So why not engaging them
at the initial stage?
And you will have the rest of mind that okay, this is done by the professional. Of course, I have to have the rest of mind to live in it happily. without fear.
Okay, without fear. My time is going gradually. Before you give your word of admonition, advice to our viewers on this topic or our discussion today, let's look at this issue of building maintenance. Maintenance culture in building. It's like African generally, we lack maintenance culture, and a lot of people, I want to say that some people will say, once I have my building like this, it is believed that the building will just be like that until maybe 100 years without doing any other thing. So what about you as professionals? When we discussed off camera before we came into the studio, I know we said something like that, that there are little things we can do to maintain our buildings, to make it more people and sound. So can we just look at that in the next 1 minute or so?
Maintenance culture is very permanent. It is something that we need to take note.
Building maintenance
is something that we need to take note before the commencement of the project. At times, the maintenance practice is very paramount. It says that there are some things that it will just be deteriorating. The way the building is deteriorating, and then you make an attention that, okay, let's repair this particular part of it without leaving it like that. The thing will now started widening up. It leads to something that cannot be controllable easily again. Why not? Okay, you can stay here. Okay, like every 2 years, I want to be checking on my building and doing some kind of maintenance. Okay, for instance, some people that used to build apartments for rentage, so they will just some will just be collecting money without checking the building.
Is there anything that needs attention?
Every year or every 2 years, this is a percentage out of the rent I'm collecting that I want to be spending for the maintenance. Because there is no way you will not have something to maintain in your building.
There is no way you will have.
You will repair. You will repair. And all these things, I do say it. People are wisening up, seeing the kind of issue we are having with this dampness of a thing. I am even happy that some people are saying the reason for us to be using DPM, which is the improvement bill for our building project now.
So in short, it is very important that
it is very important for us to do maintenance. So to take the maintenance practice as part of our culture. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I want to sincerely appreciate you,
thank you very much.
Mr. Ali Alani Damilola. He is my guest on today's edition of the program. And I want to believe our viewers must have picked one or two things from what we discussed on today's edition of the program, preliminary activities on site before we do anything. It's very important. God's willing, next week is another time when we have another topic to discuss on this program. Until then, I want to appreciate all members of my production crew, the DGPS and the GM, and every member of this, this place. We want to appreciate you. Same time, same station, God's willing. Bye-bye. God bless you.
Television channel 113 on Star Times and 502 on Free TV every Friday 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon. It's promised. Sheltering Places is a program designed to enlighten and address viewers and issues affecting building construction and property development, as well as assets management in our dear state, Osun, Nigeria at large, and a lot more from the building industry. Join Babari Oluwatobi on OSBC Television Channel 113 on Star Times and 502 on Free TV every Friday 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon. It's promised.